morning and welcome to the evening news for today, Tuesday, December 27, 2022. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for tuning in. Now let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. Georgetown businessman shot dead during Boxing Night robbery. One dead, one critical in BERBICE hit-and-run accident. BERBICE businessman shot during armed robbery on Christmas Day. Finance Minister announces large-scale construction of low-income houses countrywide. And BERBICE mothers get new homes for Christmas from President Ali. Now for the news in detail. A well-known businessman who operated a liquor store had his life snatched from him during a daring robbery at his business place, located at the corner of Durban and Chapel Streets in Lodge, Georgetown, on Boxing Night. Here is Lawan McAllister with our lead story tonight.
Dead is 41-year-old businessman Shemroy Adams, known as Shem, of Lot 129 Moka Drive, Caneville, East Bagdamarara. The incident occurred at around 23 hours 40 on Monday at Durban and Chapel Street, Georgetown. The killing was committed by two suspects who reportedly wore surgical face masks. One was armed with a handgun. According to Adams's 29-year-old fiancée, at around 21 hours 30 on the night in question, she went to the business place where she consumed alcohol. She said that at the time, the businessman had a gold finger ring and one gold band with a small bag hanging on his shoulder. At around 23 hours 30, Adams closed his business place and started to pack items in a freezer. About 10 minutes later, Adams opened the shutter for them to go out from the bottom flat. Within a blink of an eye, the woman said two suspects entered the building through the said shutter and ordered them to lie on the ground, and they complied. The armed suspect then took off the businessman's gold band and finger ring and ordered him to get up, which he did. The suspect then held on to the businessman's shoulder bag and pulled at it, but Adams continued to hold onto the bag to prevent the suspect from taking it. The suspect, who was armed with the firearm, discharged a round at Adams, which struck him to his right abdomen. He fell to the ground and remained unconscious until he was rushed to the hospital and pronounced dead. When the evening news visited the family on Tuesday, the dead man's aunt, Maylene Simon, said she was at home when she learned of her nephew's death.
I received a call, not a call. My son came into my room and he told me that, he said, "Mom, get up." So I said, "What happened?" He said, "Get up and sit down." I said, "But what happened?" He said, "Just get up and sit down." I said, "What is the problem?" He said, "Shimron. They just robbed Shimron." I said, "Oh," he said, "What happened?" He said, "They rob and shoot you." I said, "So what happened? They kill you?" So he said, "No." So I went to my phone, so I went on Facebook and I saw businessman shot and killed. And I started panicking, right? So anyhow, we called the taxi. I came here from Grove.
Yeah.
So when I came here, they had already removed the body. Work Christmas and the next day, and he's going home. He was going home. I heard because I wasn't on the spot. Closing off the last shutter when they said two girls came into the shop, and I don't know what else happened from there.
She said so far, the family does not suspect anyone that might be involved in the robbery, but they are just hoping justice is served. Reporting for the evening news, Lawanda McAllister.
Our BERBICE correspondent, Andrew Carmichael, joins us now to report that a teen motorcyclist is now dead while another person is injured following a hit-and-run accident in New Amsterdam, Region 6. Here's more.
Dead is 19-year-old Vishand Ramphal, a welder attached to the Albion Sugar Estate and of Chapel Street, Belvedere Quarantine, Region 6, that's East BERBICE Quarantine. Injured is pillion rider Renita Prachand, 18 of Williamsburg Quarantine. Police say the couple was riding motorcycle CJ 4962 when they crashed into the yard on Tuesday morning. According to the police, the motorcycle was proceeding north on the eastern lane at a fast rate of speed when motorcar bearing registration plate number PJJ 3534 collided with the motorcycle, causing the rider and pillion rider to be flung into the air and subsequently crashed into the concrete arch block. They were picked up in an unconscious condition and taken to the New Amsterdam Public Hospital, where Ramphal was pronounced dead on arrival, and Pritchard was later transferred to the Georgetown Public Hospital, suffering from broken arms and legs. When police arrived on the scene, the two injured persons were lying on the road by the arch. The motorcycle was 26 meters away and the helmet a further 27 meters away, indicating the speed at which the bike was going. At the scene, police found a car light and a lug belonging to a car which reportedly fled the scene after the accident. The registration plate number was engraved on the light. Ramphal lived with his mother. Amila Siram told Evening News that he was expected back home before midnight.
Last night about 11 o'clock, I called the phone and he told me that he there with the father drink 2 Guinness. Say you come home just now. 1 o'clock passed and I ring back the phone. And one lady pick up the phone and she asked me that me a who for my son. So me a who for the person, I tell her my son. And she turned off the phone. After 2, my auntie's son called me and told me that my son involved in an accident.
He heard me drinking, just make him was a lame excuse, right? Just as shield himself. But he went with my father, and he couldn't reach me with my father. But he must call and said, "Mama, daddy," and just as she did me, that you know, a fight or something, you understand it? Because me don't drink so.
Me and my son, I love my son, I'm wanting me. He's very quiet and loving. He's not a bad person.
I went to the mortuary, and I never had my son. Yeah. And I see my son. His foot here. Break. And a cross here. Up to the chest. With some mark brown. You know, like hit, severe hit. And blood coming up on the ears. And the jaw smashing to one side.
Ramphal parents say they did not know Pritchard. Next week, the teen was expected to celebrate his 20th birthday. Up to news time, police were still trying to locate the driver of the car. For Evening News, Andrew Carmichael.
We now tell you that armed bandits on Christmas Day shot and robbed a businessman at his home at Sheet Anchor, East Kanji, Region 6. Here is our BERBICE correspondent Andrew Carmichael again with the details.
The robbery took place shortly after 19 hours on Christmas at Sheet Anchor, East Kanji, BERBICE. Gordon Ben, speaking with this newscast from his hospital bed on Tuesday, said that he and his neighbor were imbibing when the men walked into his yard and started lashing him with a cutlass. He said both intruders had cutlasses and demanded that he hands them his money. He said they took away his wallet containing about $10,000 and 3 finger rings valued in excess of $100,000 and a gold chain valued at $300,000. After robbing him, they shot him and escaped. The man's neighbor, Michael Chunu, was also robbed of his LG cellular phone valued at $60,000.
The one that who had the gun go and point the gun to Mr. Ben, push he at the back of the downstairs by where party shop used to be. The other one with the cutlass end up lashing me like 3 lashes in my head. I start bleeding through my nose. And then the lash me on my wrist, but I had on a wristwatch, so the cutlass end up catching the wristwatch and break it up. They even on my back here, the man brought like that. And after they saying give me what y'all get. They end up the one who get the cutlass take away my phone because this is the only thing I had in my pocket. By the time why is that happening to me? I hear 2 gunshots, blam blam. And then Mr. Ben said they shoot me, and then they both run out the yard.
Both Chunu and Ben were taken to the New Amsterdam Public Hospital where Chunu was treated and sent away. Ben was subsequently transferred to the Georgetown Public Hospital where he remains a patient. His condition is listed as stable. Police are still on the hunt for the bandits. Andrew Carmichael, for Evening News.
Over $3.8 million worth of guns and ammunition have gone missing from Radar Security and Supplies owned by a businessman of Diamond, East Bank, Demerara. The incident occurred at the security firm's Lot 79 Carmichael Street, Georgetown location sometime between 10 hours on Christmas Day and 18:30 hours on Boxing Day. Missing are 2 single-barrel shotguns, 4 Taurus 9mm pistols, 5 Taurus .32 pistols, 25 rounds of 12-gauge cartridges, 538 rounds of .32 ammunition, and 18 rounds of 9mm ammunition, all property of the security firm. Investigations revealed that the building houses an office which has a wooden door secured by a manufactured Yale lock. In the said office, there is steel strongbox in which the security firm secures the firearms and ammunition. The said strongbox is secured by 2 padlocks. Inside the strongbox, the firearms are chained and padlocked with 3 padlocks. At around 18:30 hours on Boxing Day, a 65-year-old weapons training officer from Enterprise, East Coast Demerara, visited the location and met a 57-year-old security guard from Tugville, Georgetown, who was on duty. The weapons training officer, observing that the door to the office was not secured, entered the office where he observed that the padlocks on the strongbox were cut off, the chain that secured the firearms was also cut, and the weapons were missing. However, 2 other shotguns were left in the strongbox. The weapons training officer then informed the owner of the security service of his findings. The 57-year-old security guard was questioned, and he claimed that at 17 hours on Boxing Day, he took over duty from a 36-year-old security guard who lives at Paradise Housing Scheme, East Coast Demerara, and was handed the key for the said office that housed the strongbox. The 57-year-old guard has said he did not check the office door, nor did he go into the office. He was arrested and a search was carried out at his home, but nothing was found. Checks were made for the 36-year-old security guard at his stated address as Paradise, East Coast Demerara, but no one was seen at the house, which seems to have been abandoned. The weapons training officer was also arrested and questioned, and his home was searched, but nothing was found. He is presently in custody. Investigations continue. Coming up, Coast Guard rescues crew after vessel sinks off Essequibo coast, and 6 Christmas babies delivered at GPHC. Do stay with us. More news ahead.
This Christmas, give the gift of life by protecting your loved ones against vaccine-preventable diseases. The Ministry of Health's nightly vaccination campaign continues throughout December at the Ministry of Health tarmac up to 7 p.m., Mondays to Saturdays. Administration of the HPV vaccine for children begins from 9 years old. So come out, adults, and bring your children to get vaccinated against HPV. But that's not all. Since it's a season of giving, we are gifting back to school supplies to children receiving HPV and COVID-19 vaccines throughout December. Adults, gifts for you too when you are vaccinated at the Ministry of Health, Brickdam, on December 25th, 26th, and 31st from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. For more information, contact us at 226-8171 or 226-3103. Vaccinate what you create. A message from the Ministry of Health and UNICEF.
Play our virtual Chick Chick game today and get a chance to win big. With over 450 draws, 3 dices, and 52 bet types to choose from. You can also be a winner with Superbet. Visit www.superbet.gy or any one of our agents closest to you. Play responsibly. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 18 years and over.
Optic offers great patient care that is tailored for my entire family.
At Optic, a wide selection of affordable optical frames and optical services are available to fit your budget.
At Optic, my family is provided with comprehensive eye examination and access to their ophthalmology services, all under one roof.
Optic takes pride in delivering exceptional customer service and a unique experience to you, our customers.
Optic Vision Care is a company that is Guyanese born and grown that will help you take care of your precious eyes.
premier insurance coverage for less. Stay safe.
Sun or rain? Up or down? No one knows what tomorrow will bring, but with Premier's commercial property insurance, you'll be ready. For all risks insurance, call 223-0840 or visit premierinsurance.gy. Fuel your success. Premier Insurance. Premier insurance coverage.
This Christmas, give the gift of life by protecting your loved ones against vaccine-preventable diseases. The Ministry of Health's nightly vaccination campaign continues throughout December at the Ministry of Health tarmac up to 7 p.m. Mondays to Saturdays. Administration of the HPV vaccine for children begins from 9 years old. So come out, adults, and bring your children to get vaccinated against HPV. But that's not all. Since it's a season of giving, we are gifting back to school supplies to children receiving HPV and COVID-19 vaccines throughout December. Adults, gifts for you too when you are vaccinated at the Ministry of Health, Brickdam, on December 25th, 26th, and 31st from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. For more information, contact us at 226-8171 or 226-3103. Vaccinate what you create. A message from the Ministry of Health and UNICEF.
Welcome back. You're watching the Evening News. Throughout this month, the government has either been handing out low-income houses to struggling families or developing housing areas for low-income earners. And according to Finance Minister Dr. Ashney Singh, the latter will be a countrywide activity. Gerald Bryant tells us more.
Finance Minister Dr. Ashney Singh recently elaborated on the government's housing policy. He was at the time speaking during the handing over ceremony of a house to a struggling family of 6 children spearheaded by the Men on a Mission initiative. Dr. Singh alluded to President Dr Efron Ali's experience as a housing minister to illustrate how close he is to housing issues. According to the Finance Minister, large-scale construction of low-income housing areas will be a countrywide thing.
We just did another similar ceremony, and we witnessed there a large housing area that has been developed with a number of beautiful homes that are going to be delivered to several Guyanese families, and this is happening throughout the country.
Dr. Singh also referenced the ceremony as a representation of how much the government cares about its people.
Today's ceremony is yet another step in this journey, but it's a significant step in the journey because it represents a number of things, including the caring and compassionate nature of President Ali's government and the caring and compassionate nature that characterizes his presidency. We have seen in a number of instances Guyanese families fall into difficult circumstances, and the president instructs immediately that help and support be provided to them.
It was announced on Tuesday that construction is complete on 100 two-bedroom low-income houses at Hampshire, Williamsburg, BERBICE. Similar houses are also being constructed at Fort Ordnance, Region 6. Gerald Bryan, The Evening News.
We now tell you that on Christmas Day, 2 struggling mothers received brand new fully furnished homes from President Dr. Efron Ali through the Men on a Mission initiative. Our BERBICE correspondent Andrew Carmichael has this story.
A new and furnished house located at Bloomfield, Region 6 was presented by President Dr. Efron Ali as a Christmas gift to Rowena Benedict, 29, her husband Parmanandre Paul, 38, and the couple's 6 children on Christmas. The initiative to get the family a new house was undertaken by Men on Mission, which is spearheaded by the President, who learned of the woman's struggles through an article published by the Guyana Times.
There are a few points outside of this house that I want to mention. Sometimes we doubt ourselves in this country as to what we can accomplish. This concrete, this fence, this entire building here was done in 6 days. 6 days. Put your hands together for this. This is not a big corporation. This is not a billionaire or multimillionaire contractor or businessman. This maybe is a medium size. And he has shown that with what he is blessed with, that he can give back to society. And this is what corporate social responsibility is about. You know, when Aubrey and many like him, Peter Lewis and Tar and all the guys, when they call me, many businessmen across the country, called to be part of the Men on Mission program, this is exactly what we want to do.
1 week ago, the Guyana Times published the story of Benedict, who had appealed for assistance to ensure that she and her children have some comfort for Christmas. In the story, also aired by this newscast, Benedict said that she'd been living in a small shack which was not large enough for the family to sleep in comfort. Additionally, financial constraints made it difficult for the children to be adequately provided for, many times going without meals.
I really feel happy this morning with the President and his family and the people in the country. Everybody who assists his family must say thanks.
How is this likely to affect this family and you personally?
Well, it's been a great joy for the family.
Of recent, you have been engaged in some activities which society wasn't pleased with. What would you like to say to persons who would have done all of this after hearing so much about the things that you were doing recently?
Well, it's not by I even want to do it, it's them who do it, it's the frustration. But it's the Almighty bless me and bless me. So I must say thanks for the Creator.
I feel happy and proud of this house that the President helped me with. And I thanks the President a lot. And the people that were helping, I thanks them a lot too. I was supporting for the timing, I just said time will come and take the report. I thank everybody and the President a lot for this. Building how easy for living for this Christmas Day.
President Ali was accompanied by regional parliamentarian Zulfikar Mustafa, who is also the Agriculture Minister, Local Government Minister Nigel Dharamlal, Housing and Water Minister Colin Crowell, and Finance Minister Dr Ashney Singh, who had earlier presented a new house to Wendy Williams, a mother of 3. The house is situated at the new housing scheme at Belvedere. Williams had reached out to the president after her husband died in a rice field when the tractor he was operating turned over and pinned him to death in the mud. President Ali also promised to have Williams enrolled in government's $40,000 10-day part-time employment. The house for Williams was also undertaken by Men on Mission. Since this issue became public, One Guyana Media, which includes iNews, the Evening News, and the Guyana Times, has been receiving numerous calls from persons reporting similar issues, all of them asking to have their stories highlighted. It certainly is time for organizations and groupings like the Men on Mission to get involved. Most likely, if those organizations can have contacts being publicized, persons will know exactly where they should. From Bloomfield, for the Evening News, Andrew Carmichael.
Guyana Defense Force Coast Guard ranks conducted a search and rescue operation off the Essequibo coast at approximately 11:30 hours on Boxing Day in response to a sighted distress signal detected by the Tamari Control Tower. The response vessel and team were immediately deployed to the location, and 6 crew members of the vessel, Lady Shaniza, were pulled to safety from a life raft. The rescued crew informed that their vessel sank after encountering extremely bad weather, and they also informed of another missing crew member who had drifted but was wearing his life jacket. An aerial search by Roraima Airways was also launched to complement the effort. Hours after, the search team rescued the additional crew member, 57-year-old Christopher Williams, who had drifted for more than 19 hours after the ordeal. He was rescued about 4 nautical miles off the mouth of the Pomeroon River. Williams was transported by ambulance to the Charity Hospital. The vessel was on its way back from Trinidad after departing Guyana earlier this month. 6 babies were delivered at the Georgetown Public Hospital on December 25. As is customary, these Christmas babies were visited by First Lady Arya Ali. The First Lady distributed hampers to the new mothers as she interacted with the hospital staffers on duty during her visit. At that time, only 5 babies were born. Sponsors of the hampers were Dicinco Trading Limited, Sleepy Diapers, and Twins Manufacturing Limited. Throughout the country, other deliveries were recorded at other hospitals. The Balancing Hospital, one of the private institutions, also recorded 6 deliveries on Christmas Day. And now for a look at the bridge reports.
There will be no closure of the Demerara Harbour Bridge on Wednesday, December 28th, 2022. However, the BERBICE River Bridge is expected to be closed at 8 hours 5 on Wednesday, December 28th, 2022 for a period of 1.5 hours.
Final 4 decided for President's Cup, and Ninval grateful for boxing's bounce back year. Details of these stories in the Sportcast, sponsored by MacCorp, coming up on the other side of the break.
This Christmas, give the gift of life by protecting your loved ones against vaccine-preventable diseases. The Ministry of Health's nightly vaccination campaign continues throughout December at the Ministry of Health tarmac up to 7 p.m., Mondays to Saturdays. Administration of the HPV vaccine for children begins from 9 years old. So come out, adults, and bring your children to get vaccinated against HPV. But that's not all. Since it's a season of giving, we are gifting back to school supplies to children receiving HPV and COVID-19 vaccines throughout December. Adults, gifts for you too when you are vaccinated at the Ministry of Health, Brickdam, on December 25th, 26th, and 31st from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. For more information, contact us at 226-8171 or 226-3103. Vaccinate what you create. A message from the Ministry of Health and UNICEF.
It's November already and soon it will be Christmas, so we at John Lewis Styles are giving away one Amazon Echo Show every week in November and every day in December. Stream music and videos, make video calls and control smart devices, alarms, reminders and lots more. Every $5,000 spent gives you a chance to win when you shop for clothing, footwear, watches, fragrances, handbags, luggage and accessories. So visit us on Waterloo Street. John Lewis Styles, simply different.
This Christmas, guess what? You're guaranteed to save big right at National Hardware Limited. Shopping for Christmas trees? We've got all sizes from the traditional to the ones with a modern twist. Garlands, wreaths, lights, and Christmas inflatables are what you need to bring that Christmas cheer. Out with the old and in with the new. We've got curtains, carpets, and so much more to spruce up your home for the holidays. Save time too, and get presents for both boys and girls, whether big or small. National Hardware has you covered, in more ways than one this holiday season. Check out our superstore at 13 to 14 Industrial Site, Rumvelt. Telephone number 231-1091-95. Or downtown at 17 to 19A Water Street. Telephone number 227-1961.
Credit! Yeah, ready? We are so far. Look along, me tell you, buy one generator. Now the picnic online test and blackout come and cut off everything. Sorry, son. Radhika, Abby go tomorrow. Abby go now.
At Sylvie's, we stock products from more than 22 different sectors in mining, construction, food processing, vulcanizing, home improvements, and more.
Are you getting generator?
So this is a 3000 better side generator. This will work for your lights, your fans, your TV, and your fridge.
Well, Abby can buy one for Abby and Abby can buy one for Mommy too.
Yeah, and Mommy can even key start it, because all you have to do is hook up the battery and
visit us today at 31 High and Hatfield Street, where our friendly and knowledgeable team members are willing to assist you. You can also call us on 227-6243 or WhatsApp us on 623-7755 and drop by our website at www.sylviesonline.com.
Abby go buy one doll pulling mill,
one plucking machine, one pressure washing machine, one juice dispenser, one engine, one pepper grinding machine, one water pump, one sugar cane juicer, circle sir. We gotta get alright then food warmer. We gotta get. What are you looking at?
This Christmas, give the gift of life by protecting your loved ones against vaccine-preventable diseases. The Ministry of Health's nightly vaccination campaign continues throughout December at the Ministry of Health tarmac up to 7 p.m. Mondays to Saturdays. Administration of the HPV vaccine for children begins from 9 years old. So come out, adults, and bring your children to get vaccinated against HPV. But that's not all. Since it's a season of giving, we are gifting back to school supplies to children receiving HPV and COVID-19 vaccines throughout December. Adults, gifts for you too when you are vaccinated at the Ministry of Health, Brickdam, on December 25th, 26th, and 31st from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. For more information, contact us at 226-8171 or 226-3103. Vaccinate what you create. A message from the Ministry of Health and UNICEF.